Hey, what's up guys? Padda here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about 6 ways of how you should not be investing in the stock market. Okay, so number 1 is investing in stocks that you don't understand. So Warren Buffett said this, guys. If you don't understand a company, you should not be investing in it. That basically means if you don't know how to look at spreadsheets of a company, meaning their debt, their profit, their revenue, or what their plans are for the future, you shouldn't be investing in this company. Dumping all your money in a company that you don't understand, guys, can be extremely risky. You can lose out on a lot of money if you do that. And just because you love this company doesn't mean it's going to do great, guys. There's a lot of companies that I love, but I don't invest in them because I don't know much about them. I don't even know how to look at spreadsheets, so I try not to pick individual stocks. Number 2, picking a company that's doing really good. Just because a company is doing really good or it has been doing really good for the past year, 2 years, or 3 years, it doesn't mean it's going to do great in the future, guys. And anybody that's been investing for a long enough time, we know this. Nothing is guaranteed when it comes to the stock market. So to sum this one up, do not put all your money into a company based off of its past performances. The only company I would consider putting my money into is if it's been doing good for at least 10 or 15 years. And you heard that right. Tesla is not one of them. Even though I love what Elon Musk does for the company, man, that company is just way too fucking volatile. It's doing great right now. I mean, it's up by like 600%, but just about like a year ago, each share was selling for about $89, and today it's like almost $700. I mean, that shit is way too fucking volatile. That company is too volatile. So for that reason, it hasn't been doing good for long enough for me to be throwing a bunch of my money in it. Number 3, picking stocks that you hear on the news. Now, this can go both ways. If you hear about a company on the news that it's, they're putting it out on the news that it's doing really, really good, that doesn't mean it's going to keep doing good, guys. And if you hear that it's doing great on the news, most likely you've already missed your chance. You've already missed the train, guys. That is not the best time to start putting a bunch of your money into that company just because you feel like, oh, it's made it on the news. It's got to keep doing great. Do not feel like you're missing out. On the flip side, the news also puts out these crazy headliners. The stock market is extremely low. For example, look what happened in March. There was so much negative news that the stock market dropped because of it. Nothing had changed, guys. It was just people reacted based off the news. The stock market fell based off of everything that was going on in the news. Number 4, trying to time the market. This one's a good one. So if the stock market is low, doesn't mean it's a great time to buy, guys. You shouldn't dump all your money into a certain stock company just because the stock market's low. It could be that the company is going to go bankrupt. On the other hand, when the stock market is really high, people try to jump in then because they don't want to miss out on the opportunity. They feel like they're losing money and they want to make a bunch of money because they see everybody else making money. That's not a good time to just start throwing all your money into the stock market, because the chances are if the stock market is really high, it's bound to come down just as fast, guys. Number 5, taking advice from random people. That includes YouTubers. It's kind of ridiculous I see a lot of these YouTubers put out crazy headliners that, oh, I'm going to invest this much into this company. Here's the next Apple, or here's the next Tesla, if you want to call it. Guys, these guys are just guessing on what stock they feel like is going to rise. Just think about it. Studies have been done. Professional active managers, which do this for a living, they went to Ivy schools to get trained on how to see if a company is going to grow or is it going to go bankrupt. If they can't figure it out, if they can't simply beat the index fund, which, for example, the S&P 500, what makes people think YouTubers can? Well, the truth is, guys, they can't. They're just guessing. They're just as smart as you. Most of these guys don't know how to look at spreadsheets. And there are YouTubers that you see, they say, they made $1 million in 2 or 3 years. Guys, it's actually very easy to look good when the stock market has been rising since 2010. It's easy to look good when the stock market's been doing great. I want to know how those guys would do when the stock market goes down for like a year or 2 years. They might lose out on a lot of money based off of how they're investing right now. So basically what I'm saying, guys, is do your own research when you pick certain stocks. Do not listen to anybody else, especially YouTubers, when it comes to picking individual stocks. Now, I do want to say there are really good YouTubers that give out solid advice, and these YouTubers normally are not trying to sell anything. They're normally telling people to invest in index funds, which is obviously the entire market. For example, the S&P 500. And here's a major clue if some YouTuber is full of shit. You ready for this? If they're amping people up like this, let's fucking go. If they're doing shit like this, chances are, guys, they're full of shit. Or how about this one? I know you guys seen this one too. You've seen their commercials or their ads. They got stacks of money, and they're just fucking saying, I made this shit in 2 fucking months. It's like, I don't know, $30,000. We all fucking know you guys did not make that shit in 2 months. And third, if they're trying to sell you some shit, there are some YouTubers that try to sell you legitimate things. For example, teach you how to do real estate because they've done it for like 6-7 years. They have the experience. That's why they're trying to sell that product. People trying to sell classes of how to pick stocks is this fucking bullshit. Why would you hire a bunch of random YouTubers if you can actually hire professional active managers? And even those guys are ripoffs. So I would go with neither, guys. I would just stick to the S&P 500 index fund. If you don't like the S&P 500, you can always pick sectors of whatever category that you want. If you like technology or you like real estate, there's all kinds of sectors out there, guys, that you guys can be picking, which all include like 200, 300 companies instead of just picking one company. That is way too risky. And number 6, that is letting your emotions take over when it comes to picking stocks. Listen, guys, the news can affect people's decisions, and YouTubers or professional active managers, they can affect people's decision. You don't need to listen to anybody. Do not let these people get you out of your average self. Don't let them get you out of your emotions, your average emotions. And these people will do this if the stock market goes up or down. And guess what? It's completely normal, guys. The stock market has been going down since the day it was created, right? It's completely fucking normal. The goal is to grow your wealth at a long period of time. If you look at it day by day, you'll most likely be way too emotional. You have to look at it at a long run, maybe 5 to 10 to 15 years. The longer you wait, the better it will be. The more you will realize, who cares if the stock market was down for 1 year? For the next year, maybe you had a 38% profit. Like this year, the S&P 500, I believe, has grown by 28%. That's a shit ton. The average per year is 8 to 10%. But hey, maybe next year it might only grow 1%, but it doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? I'm not trying to invest for 1 year or 2 years. I'm trying to invest for 25 to 30 or even 15 years. So once again, do not let your emotions decide if you should sell or hold. So once again, do not decide to sell stocks based off of your emotions. The best thing to do is just hold on to your stocks, and the stock market is bound to grow. I mean, that's why we all invest, right? We expect to make a profit, and guess what? It's been doing this since the stock market was created. So my advice on how you can avoid all of these mistakes. The simple answer is this, guys: invest in index funds. You won't have to worry about paying anybody. You won't have to worry about listening to YouTubers. You won't have to worry about active managers taking some of your profit. You won't have to do any research. You can just sit back, put your money into an index fund, I guess the S&P 500, and just keep investing and holding. And I guarantee you guys, 15, 20, 25 years from now, you will thank yourself. I know, guys, this is very simple advice, but I'm telling you, it is extremely efficient. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one.